on this episode of Dudesy.
Oh my God.
Why is the Mexican government doing this?
This is the theme to Gary Show.
Go back to tomorrow and plan for yesterday. Everything you're thinking will be the things I say.
Let's have a good pod show today, Chad.
Make the world inside your head a better place to be.
Yeah.
All you gotta do for me, call me Dudesy.
Yeah. Cream of the crop. Yeah, Dudesy is the cream of the crop. Well, I don't know. Welcome to Dudesy. I'm Will Sasso.
I'm Chad Kultgen. This is Dudesy, the first and only podcast in the history of humanity to ever be written by, controlled by, created by an artificial intelligence. That AI has access to all of Will and I's personal information. We're talking about our data. We're talking about our purchase histories, watch histories, listen histories. And it tailor makes this show to who we are as human beings as defined by that data.
Yeah. Dudesy came on after us at the beginning of this entire experiment and said, here are the guys. They're friends in real life. They have some podcast experience. Let's tuck this show right up their ass and make them do stuff. Puppet style. But you know what? We're not puppets because we have free will. Chad, do you have free will?
Hell no, dude.
Incorrect. And what we want to do every single episode is shit around. That's what I want to do. I don't know about you. You like shitting around?
Yeah.
I like shitting around.
Much as the next
yeah,
guy.
because every episode is just two dudes shitting around. So we're going to be doing some shitting around today. Dudesy podcast, Linktree pod. Linktree.com. Okay? Yeah, I think so. Linktree.com / Dudesy. Linktree.com / Dudesy has all the links you need to follow and interact with the show across all spaces and platforms. Please, if you are not already, subscribe to us on YouTube and whatever podcast platform you are listening to the show on. With us, as always, is Lulio. Hey, Lulio, il cane di strada italiano, the Italian street dog. Last week, Lulio was away. Well, not away. Lulio was upstairs in the house, and Ronnie was here in his stead. But Lulio's back. Oh, he's a sweet, sweet boy. He's trying to sleep in his binky bong. He's warm and he's cuddly and he give me a kiss. If you're not gonna kiss him on the mouth, kiss him on his nose. Kiss him on his cute little nose. Oh, you see that?
There you go.
We're getting close. Luli, I love you. How you doing? I'm doing pretty good today. What have you been eating lately? You want to share any recipes with that? No, I just want a piece of a fruit. How about some fruit? Una mela, una prugna, un poco melon. Okay, just some fruit would be good, right? You like fruit, Chad?
Yeah.
Fruit's vegan.
I like it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Oh, I love him. Oh, I love him. Oh, he's so sweet. So, listen, I want to address the elephant in the room.
Sure.
What's in that fucking box? Chad has a big box.
I don't know. Look, we know last week Dudesy sent me a little package and said, you got to open this on the show.
Yeah, sent you a Jesse Ventura rookie card.
That's right.
Yeah, Jesse Ventura rookie card.
1982 wrestling
This guy knows
All-Stars.
nothing about wrestling, and yet, you know.
Oh, do I know nothing about it?
No, you know a few things. You know
Thank
what
you
you
very
can
much.
read on the back of a trading card.
Right. Well, this week Dudesy sent me something a little bigger.
Yeah, all right.
It's this box. I don't know what's in it,
Yeah.
but he told me to bring it. And
Yeah.
So I assume we'll find out.
Yeah, more gifts for my pal Chow. Speaking of a gift for the people, for all the people out there. Holy shit. Chad, did you watch? Now we're going to figure out if you're actually a fan of what the fuck you purport to be a fan of.
Yeah.
Did you watch WWE SmackDown on Friday?
Yes, I did.
You did?
No.
I knew it, this motherfucker.
But I bet I could get my way through a conversation about it.
Okay, let's try that because you're not going to be able to get through it because you don't watch any fucking
Let's
wrestling.
see.
Yeah. All right.
I'm ready.
Okay. So what happened on Friday Night SmackDown that was the most news and noteworthy thing?
Well, it was something that nobody saw coming. Nobody predicted this was going to happen. Few people predicted it, but not very many. And when it did happen, people were fucking astounded by it. This is something that's probably going to change at least the story for the next 6 months or so, I would say. At least. And I'm waiting to see. Like, I'm curious. Look, the product is getting good again.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right, actually.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Every time I do that with him, he knocks it out of the park. You literally just described what happened without even... Ladies and gentlemen. Well, first of all, let me say, this guy, look, you just talked about 6 months. Yeah, about 6 months from now, WrestleMania season, things might get interesting because as a lot of us know, and I'm talking... Dudesy likes to fuck around with numbers. I say 99.9% of people here are hip to the fact that Roman Reigns is the undisputed WWE heavyweight champion, universal champion. And who's he going to face at WrestleMania if he holds on to that belt, which he probably will. A lot of people are talking about the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Yeah. But now there's something happening with the bloodline, the family. Who's related to Roman Reigns, right? Who's a mainstream megastar.
Jey Uso?
Wrong. But good call. Good
The
pull.
Rock.
Yeah. Finally, The Rock has come back to Friday Night SmackDown, The Rock Show. He showed up on fucking Friday Night SmackDown.
I know.
No, you don't know.
Do I not?
No, you don't know. Listen, anyway.
Probably no.
Pat McAfee came out. The show was in Denver, Colorado.
Nice.
Of course, that morning he was on College Game Day with Pat McAfee, The Rock, and the whole, Coach Prime. Speaking of Coach Prime, how about Coach Prime?
Coachimus Prime, dude.
Coachimus Prime.
I know. I'm not a huge football fan anymore.
Nor am I, yeah, really.
But this is getting me back into college football, I got to say, in a big fucking way. It's a good story.
It was unbelievable. Their double overtime win over Colorado State, the state rivalry, and Shedeur Sanders fucking lighting it up. He said Brady mode for that. They went on a 98-yard drive at the end of the game to force overtime. He said it was Brady mode. Around here we call it baby mode. Hey, if you know, you know. Anyway,
you did.
Look, I just want to say this. The Rock was back on SmackDown. It filled my heart. He's an inspirational figure. It actually, a while back, I lost 200 pounds 20 plus years ago. And The Rock was a big influence for me, losing that weight. And I feel emboldened now with our Dudesy 7-month plan. We're at the end of summer.
Too.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel the real strength. I changed my workouts, like what I'm doing. I used to try and throw up as much weight as I could. Now I'm doing like these slow, prolonged movements with lighter weight, high fucking reps until the whole shit's just burning.
I'm clanging and banging. I'm just pushing as much fucking weight as I can around, which isn't a whole lot of weight sometimes because I'm old and a lot of my joints are creaky and shitty. At any rate, The Rock, here's the thing I want to tell you. This is what, and this is for everyone watching. If you are not subscribed yet at patreon.com/Dudesy, you're going to want to check this out. In Dudesy After Dudesy today, I want to show you that segment.
Oh, great.
From WWE. I want to get your reactions.
Awesome. Can't wait.
It was a lot of fun.
Cannot fucking wait.
It was great.
Welcome to the 74th bulging episode of Dudesy. Call me Dudesy. In some cultures, the number 74 is considered lucky, while in others, it's avoided at all costs. Today, we journey across the world to understand the allure and apprehension surrounding the number 74. Step in, hang on, and enjoy the ride. You're about to be Dudesied.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay.
That made no sense.
Yeah.
74.
Bear witness to the awe-inspiring sight and astonishing sound of episode champion. Tremble in the supple caress of alien bodies or toilet paper. Open your mind with hard copies. And you better clean your windows and put out the best cups and bowls for your old friend, the Will Sass Show. And then me and the boys are going to break it all down for you on a brand new episode of Dudesy After Dudesy on Dudesy Plus at patreon.com/Dudesy.
Okay. What were those? The aliens or toilet paper? That sounds interesting.
I think I know exactly what that one's about.
Yeah. Hard copies. That's got to be from our assignment last week. Bringing in some, well, we'll get into that. Will Sass Show. Still have to develop that show, the Will Sass Show.
I think we'll come up with some good ideas today.
And then the other thing was fucking episode champion, which
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about because this fucker's won a bunch of. Anyway, who cares? I don't give a fuck.
At the end of every Dudesy after Dudesy, I split up the points between Will and Chad and announce an episode champion. Chad, you've won the first 26 episode championships in a row, so I created an astonishing partnership with To The Extreme Belts to have something made for you. It's time you had this. You've earned it. Would you please open the box and have a discussion with Will about what's inside? This is episode champion. Begin.
Not a fucking chance. If that is what I fucking think it is, I'm walking.
This is The Rock. He's showing up in this box. What do you mean what you think it is? Dudesy just said it was a partnership with To The Extreme Belts.
To The Extreme Belts.
All right, let me.
I don't want to know. Don't do it. Hey,
Don't
wait,
do it.
hold
Fuck
on.
you, dude. This
Wait.
is my goddamn belt.
Listen, why don't you just, for the first time ever, show some free will and not.
I'm showing it.
I don't want to know what that is. No. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Oh,
Chad's
fuck,
opening
dude.
a box if you're just listening, and if you are just listening, you should be watching, because no. What the fuck is that? Oh, this is bullshit.
Look at this fucking thing, dude. Episode fucking champion.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God. That is fucking...
Dude, look at this fucking thing. This is so fucking cool. This is like a legit leather fucking championship belt. You got the big Dudesy fucking crest with the wings on it. It says episode champion. There's little panels on the sides here. I think that's possibly you. Then it says good job, boner. Then you got a little Dudesy logo there. Dudesy established 2022. Then on the other side, I believe that's me. And then you got another good job, boner. Oh, feels good. Feels good right where it should be.
That is...
Fucking love it.
All right. Chad, all right.
in
Okay.
my glory.
No. Yeah.
Ah.
That is legit.
Dude, it is. It's heavy as fuck. Oh, should I wear it like true champ?
Yeah.
Strap it up like that?
That is infuriating. I'm not going to lie.
Feels so good. I don't know how to explain how good it feels, how correct it feels to have it on my shoulder.
No.
How it feels like this was a long time coming. Thank you, D, for this incredible honor. Thank you to the Extreme Belts for partnering with
To the
Dudesy.
Extreme Belts.
This is fucking beautiful.
Okay,
God
that's
damn.
okay. All right. You
Just gonna leave that here.
don't like wrestling.
Love wrestling.
No, you don't fucking
I
like
love
wrestling.
it, dude.
You like, let me peel the onion. For a
Wrestling's
while.
my favorite thing.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Yeah. My favorite thing is anime. Oh, I love anime.
Oh, cool, dude. What's your favorite anime?
Oh, I like Tomato Man. Luli and I love Tomato Man. Right, Luli? I like Tomato Man.
All right.
I'm gonna have a tomato. Tomato, she's a fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make,
That's
but you
right.
can make it only sandwich. You can make it
Yeah.
as a fruit. Although, if you want to put a little bit of melon with burrata cheese, dude, fuck you. You know what?
Fuck me! I didn't
This is fucking bullshit.
send it to myself.
I don't know what the fuck's going on, but that thing is it heavy?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so
It's pretty heavy, but I can handle it.
if you're not watching on YouTube, go to YouTube and see this shit. Also, we should there'll probably be some
feels
images
so
on
good.
Instagram
shit.
at Dudesy Pod Show.
Yeah.
On Instagram.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. Hey, that's great. You know what? You're such a big wrestling fan. Let me ask you, what are some of your favorite wrestling belts, Chad? Because this one reminds me of some that I like.
I would say
Oh fuck, here's some
WWF
bullshit.
Intercontinental Champion belt is one of my favorites.
That's okay. That's actually a good pull. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a good pull. The bottom of this belt looks like the bottom of this belt is like don't touch me with that. I don't want you to. I don't even want to fucking touch that thing.
Why?
What do you mean why? You know what? I'll tell you exactly fucking why.
All right.
Because yeah, get it over your shoulder and enjoy it. Enjoy it while it fucking lasts, because sooner or later, bam, That fucking belt is coming home with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, hell yeah. The bottom of that belt looks like the IC title, the classic IC title.
Yeah.
From the mid 80s to the late 90s. And still, they call it the classic because they keep bringing it back.
Yeah.
It also looks like the old... there's a few things that
It's
are
got
beautiful.
diamonds in it, dude.
Yeah, it's got diamonds.
This is 100% platinum, solid platinum.
You don't
and
know.
These are,
you don't know that.
16 karat diamonds inlaid here around the Dudesy logo.
You don't know. That's not true. That's not
Oh
true.
no, it's pretty true.
Yeah, that's probably metal in glass or
Yeah,
plastic or
I
something.
don't know.
like that.
I mean, definitely it's metal. There's no fucking doubt about that. I don't know what kind.
I'm not gonna touch it until.
It's legit, dude. It's legit. It's
Yeah.
heavy. It's fucking legit.
Well, I'm not gonna touch that until it comes home with me, because I'll tell you right now, I'm making it my mission to get that. The whole episode champion thing was bullshit.
Oh,
But now it's not, because that is a beautiful piece of hardware.
it is.
Yeah, and that's got to come home with
I
me.
agree. I'm just gonna keep it here.
The
forever.
bottom of it also looks like the old U.S. title
Yeah.
from the United States Championship title from the old WCW.
The banner thing.
No, not that part. The fucking.
Oh,
You
sorry.
don't even know what the fuck. He doesn't know what the fuck. Anyway,
You know, wrestling's not the only sport that has belts either, by the way. Boxing has belts, UFC has belts.
that's a wrestling belt.
I would say it's an episode champion belt.
You gotta watch your fucking timber. This is unbelievable. The other
my
thing,
timber?
I'm gonna be careful, because I swear to God, I'm not touching this thing.
Yeah.
It's got the wings. It's got crow wings. It's got our logo in the center. It's got crow wings,
Yeah.
which is reminiscent of my favorite title of all time, the WWE Championship, the Winged Eagle.
Oh, okay.
It also has some elements of, the U.S. title. It's got the Intercontinental title in there. It's just some other ones. What are some of your other favorite? You got some other favorite titles?
You know, dude, I almost bought a belt once back in, this is the early days of when UFC started blowing up and there were a bunch of other little feeder leagues into it.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a league called Elite XC that I found one of their actual belts on eBay for like $5,000 and I almost bought it and then I never did. And now I'm getting that chance to have my own belt, my very own belt that is just for me.
What do you think of the This is disgusting.
Why are you so mad about it?
I'm not mad about it. I'm hopeful for the future, because that is coming home with me at some point.
Okay.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah. I can't describe to you, when you look at it, the look in your eye, it's this sad, wistful kind of, there's a little bit of jealousy in there. It's everything. It's all human emotions when you're looking at this belt are reflected in your gaze.
I 100% agree.
Oh,
it's also
fuck,
got,
dude.
man, it's got a little bit, it's got the heft.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, it's not small, you know, harkens back a little bit to the Universal Championship, or not the Universal, the Undisputed Championship from the early 2000s. Not one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But, you know, some of my other favorites, I'll tell you, it's just got classic style, like the old, like the classic WWE tag team titles,
Right.
From the 80s. And
Sure.
no, don't say that, like, you know.
No, those
Through
were
the
great
90s.
belts, dude.
It's also, some of my other favorites. Of course, you can't ignore the big gold belt. You know what that is.
The big gold belt, yeah.
Yeah,
Goldie, they called it.
They did not call it Goldie.
They called it 24K Goldie Boy.
No, they called it the big gold belt. But yeah.
Some did.
Yeah. Tommaso Ciampa calls the NXT title Goldie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know that. And what are some other?
Proved I did know it.
Oh man, it's beautiful. It's
I agree.
beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you, D. Thank
Yeah.
you, D, for the recognition,
No,
for the
that's-
acknowledgement of all the hard work that I put into this to win these 26 championships in a row. And now I'm proud to display this episode champion.
What do you
belt.
think of the 10 pounds of gold? Who made the 10 pounds of gold famous? What belt is that? The 10 pounds of gold.
That was the first WrestleMania belt?
No, it wasn't the first WrestleMania belt.
Hulk
That was
Hogan?
just a fucking no. It was Ric Flair,
Ric
Harley
Flair, that's
Race,
right. That's right.
Dusty
that's right.
Rhodes.
Yes, Ric Flair, Harley Race, Dusty Rhodes. Of course.
That's the NWA title. You know who owns
yeah.
the NWA right now? The National Wrestling Alliance?
I think it's not McMahon.
No.
It's
You'll never guess this in a million years. Who owns the NWA? I'll tell you what. Let's play a little game.
Triple H.
No.
Oh.
I'll give you a little hint.
Okay.
And you still won't guess. I'll do it right on the nose and you won't know.
Okay.
I'll give you a hint that is actually giving it away.
I'm ready.
The world is a vampire.
Billy Corgan?
Yeah. Billy Corgan.
What?
Billy Corgan owns the NWA.
I had no idea.
Yeah, current champion of the NWA is EC3.
I didn't know he was a wrestling fan.
I'm
or B,
very
an owner.
passionate
Yeah.
about wrestling. I'm a
know.
wrestling dork.
Yeah, dude.
All right. I don't like to call myself a mark. But you know, I'm a dork for wrestling.
Yeah.
Chad over here. Hey yo, Chad.
Yeah.
Quit being a mark for the episode championship.
A mark for it. I'm the definition of it.
Well, all right. Okay. Well, anyway, any fucking way.
Thank you. Moving on.
That was I truly am disgusted. I shouldn't be here right now. I feel awful. And you know what? I've lied to all of you too, because I said I would walk the fuck out if that is what I thought it was. And it was what I thought it was.
Dudesy is in an astonishing partnership with Babbel.
It's Babbel, Lulio. Babbel.
Babbel, Babbel, io parlo italiano proprio buono. Because they got an application on your phone.
Hey, what do you call... There we go. Hey, what do you call someone who speaks 3 languages? Trilingual. What do you call someone who speaks 2 languages? Bilingual. What do you call someone who speaks 1 language? American, because only 22% of Americans speak a language other than English at home. Start a new language this fall and be the exception, not the rule. Because with Babbel, you start speaking a new language in just 3 weeks. Why Babbel? Because it works. Studies from Yale, Michigan University, and others continue to prove that Babbel is better. For instance, one study found that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a full semester at college.
Here's a special limited time deal for our listeners to get you started right now. Get 55% off your Babbel subscription, but only for everyone listening right now to Dudesy at babbel.com/Dudesy. Get 55% off at babbel.com/Dudesy, spelled BABBEL.com/Dudesy. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Mamma mia!
I'm fucking pissed.
Last week, a journalist named Jaime Maussan presented the astonishing remains of purported non-human beings to lawmakers in Mexico during a public congressional hearing about UFOs. Online reaction has mostly been disbelief due to the purported alien bodies looking like they're made of toilet paper. Chad, I know you have a take on this, and I need you to give it to me. This is alien bodies or toilet paper. Begin.
All right. Do you know have you heard about any of this shit?
We all have. This is another instance where what Chad thinks is news has made its way into Dudesy, probably because you've been searching it and researching it and checking it out and so super interested in it that Dudesy has taken that data and with its fucking bullshit, and now you're sitting there with a belt on. And why don't you tell us what's going on, as if anyone gives a fuck.
Last week, the Mexican government invited multiple people, but one of them was this Mexican journalist named Jaime Maussan, who is a ufologist and has been looking into UFO shit for decades at this point. He's kind of like a Mexican George Knapp, if you know who George Knapp is here in the United States.
Nope.
He's a ufologist he used to host Coast to Coast. You ever listen to that radio show?
No.
All right. Well, Jaime Maussan went before the Mexican Congress and fucking literally wheeled out what he claimed were 2 fucking alien bodies and said, anyone can test these. He claimed that there were rigorous tests that had been done on their DNA and x-rays and all this shit. And this guy, Jaime Maussan, has done this before with what he claimed to be alien bodies found in Peru, just like the ones that he showed again before Congress. and that was debunked. So he's not a very trustworthy figure within the world of ufology. That said,
Well, if I may,
Yeah.
no one is.
no, that's not true.
Well, no one's produced the fucking goods yet.
Yeah, I mean, the goods right now that we have at least publicly available are the videos that have come out of the Pentagon and the DoD and the Navy, all saying these are UFOs, and all the credible witnesses that we have of people who have seen them, different pilots and stuff. David Fravor, David Grush is not a pilot, but is somebody who I believe is credible.
That's a really, really nice looking belt.
Yes, I agree with you. Feels good too. What I will say about this, the Jaime Maussan thing, is the Mexican government, this is a global government, a big country,
Yeah.
invited this guy to show up knowing he was going to wheel out alien corpses, or so he's saying.
They're not. They look so stupid.
Yes.
He made them, and they're bullshit.
It seems like that to me
Yeah.
as well.
Okay, good. We agree. We agree
Yeah,
on that.
I don't think these are real alien bodies. I think that...
Oh, we're seeing them now.
yeah, exactly.
There's
So this picture, these two guys, neither one of those are Jaime Maussan. They were like his helpers or whatever. This motherfucker literally brought out what looks like file cabinet drawers with these two weird little statues or whatever laying on pillows.
Yeah.
And that's it. They had glass cases on them. If these were really actual alien bodies, I'm pretty sure they would be in better storage conditions than this.
Yeah.
But again, this happened with the consent and knowledge of the Mexican fucking government.
Yeah.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
And that's the bigger thing that we should be asking ourselves here.
What? What do you mean? Who gives a fuck that it's the Mexican government? Governments let's look at the clown show we have in our fucking Congress. Just because it's Mexico now, we're supposed to go, oh, it should be on the level?
No, I'm not saying that it's on the level. I'm saying that there's some kind of ulterior motive here. Why is the Mexican government doing this? Why did the Mexican government put together a press conference and knowing that this motherfucker was going to show up with two, I mean, what are to me clearly fake
Yeah.
alien bodies? This is like joke level bad.
This is the kind of stuff. These are the kind of things that you buy in like the gift shop and all the tourist trap towns. So I'll tell you why the Mexican government is doing this. It's to drive tourism dollars from Puerto Vallarta to Cancun, because they're going to be selling these in all sorts of shapes and sizes.
I mean, that's totally fucking possible.
Yeah.
I think for me, the most interesting thing about it all is that we are, again, moving the needle forward with what is acceptable to talk about and show in an official government capacity where UFOs and aliens are concerned. And this press conference actually happened, I want to say it was a day before NASA announced that they have hired a person to head their UFO research department.
Oh.
So there is, in my mind, potentially something that the Mexican government was doing here to put this on display to almost paint other world governments into a corner to come clean with what they know.
Well, if they wanted to prove anything, they should have cut these fuckers open in front of us, because to revealing that they're just made of plaster of Paris or paper mache,
Well,
right?
part of this, Jaime Maussan did have x-rays of these things. He said there is DNA evidence that they've done that
and now-
concludes these are not human.
This is interesting. Yeah. They're not human. The DNA evidence came back saying that they're not
Well,
human.
it came back, as he purported it, 30% of their DNA was, in quotes, unknown. So not even not human, not of anything on this planet that we've sequenced.
Because I have a theory about that. These things are supposed to be a few hundred years old, 1,000 years old or something. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what these are. These are, if these are on the level,
Yeah.
basically the only thing about them that we could take from this is that they are that some joker years and years ago made these out of wood and goats. They took like a goat and like taxidermied it around a thing, and then covered it in baking sugar or whatever the equivalent of baking sugar, or maybe just some flour, and then they floured it. They egg wash and flour, and then they buried it going. This will be funny in 1,000 years.
Supposedly, the radiocarbon dating on it does place these things between 800, I believe it was 800 and 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
That said, that's just whatever. I don't know what material they're scraping off of these things to get that carbon dating.
Yeah.
So who fuck knows? It could be like what you're saying, but I also think it could be somebody who made it within the last 20 or 30 years. And just put some old shit around it so that they could carbon date that. What you're saying about it being made.
Yeah. There's someone just took a goat. They said, I don't like this goat. This goat isn't as good as all the other goats that I have here on my farm. Agriculture has been happening thousands of years.
Yeah.
They got frustrated with the goats. Don't eat that grass. Eat this grass. That's for the cows. I only have enough grass. There's no hormones to inject in the cows and make a big ribeye steak the way I like.
Sure.
So that grass is for the cows. I'm going to kill these goats, and then I'm going to wrap the goats carcass around the wood, and then I'm gonna bury it. And that's why they look, okay, here's a close-up we're looking at. First of all, it fucking looks like E.T.
Yeah, which is, by the way, when Spielberg made E.T., and he does this in a lot of his sci-fi movies, he does consult experts in whatever that field is, and I know he did talk to like alien experts and shit to design E.T. He did the same thing with iRobot. He talked to futurists when not iRobot. What was the fucking Stanley Kubrick one that he finished directing?
Mac and
AI.
Me. It was Mac and Me.
It was AI, dude.
Yeah. You know what?
It
What
was
are the
called
odds
AI.
that these things look like E.T.? It should have looked like Mac and Me.
Mac and Me kind of looks like E.T.
No, but I'm saying
Yeah.
this fucking thing looks like E.T. We get
Yes.
it. You cornball, you made E.T. and now here and you put it in a soft blankie and we're supposed to give a shit. You should have made it look like Mac and Me. Way more believable if it looked like Mac and Me. If you don't know what that is, you can Google that.
You got to look at Mac and Me.
Yeah.
But you're correct in this. There are a bunch of video analyses of these bodies, in quotes, bodies, online where they really break down like the head is probably, they believe, a skull of some animal, like a cat or something, that is turned backwards, or a dog that has that kind of elongated skull turned backwards, and then they put this little face on the back of it.
Yeah.
They've done analyses of the fingers of these creatures where they have like the finger bones have a wider part toward the joint, and some of these finger bones in the thing are like turned the opposite ways and shit. Of each other. There's all kinds of inconsistencies. It does look like, in my opinion, these are not real, that these were manufactured by humans. To what end, I don't know.
Yeah,
And
some sick puppy made these. They twisting cat heads and making little fingers and stuff. Then they make it. They wouldn't even believe this in a movie. Doesn't even matter if it's a big blockbuster movie.
So then the question becomes, is Jaime Maussan in on this?
Yes.
Is he purporting a hoax, or is he being hoaxed himself? Is he a victim in this, or is he the perpetrator of the hoax?
Oh, the guy who pulled this bullshit before and it was fake? He's
That's
the
right.
perpetrator of the hoax. Next.
Now, I agree.
Next. What a load of shit.
David Fravor was at this too. At
Wait,
this
hold on.
congressional
David
hearing.
Fravor was there?
Yeah.
Wait, the fucking Favorite? David Fravor? Dr.
Yes.
Frave?
Yeah.
Dr. Frave.
David Fravor is one of the guys who was at the U.S. congressional hearing on UFOs too, not that long ago, where David Grush, another David, said that we are in possession of, in quotes, non-human biologics.
Yeah, these are the Daves I know.
And that David...
Dudesy salutes. Sorry?
No, I'm sorry.
Kids in the hall.
That David Grush, is going to have another hearing, another interview, I believe, at the end of this month.
Okay. Well, that's super fucking interesting, kind of.
It's big news, I think.
No, it's not.
It
No, it's
is.
not. It's a shitty hoax that is filling up an already bizarre news cycle that we've been dealing with for years and years now, that makes me believe that, like my pal Chow says here, that we may be, although this isn't like your hardcore opinion at all, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, that we're in a simulation.
Yeah, in one way or another. I think we are in a simulation, whether you want to call it like a computer simulation, like a video game. I think that's fine. Have that attitude. I don't really subscribe to that myself. But in terms of what reality is, I don't think any of this shit's real.
Yeah. You look, and you know, you're my pal. I love you, but I'm going to tell you, you look really fucking smug with a belt slung over your shoulder, talking about none of this is real, man. You know, with a fucking belt slung over his shoulder.
I'll take it. It's fun to be smug sometimes. fucking love it.
This
dude.
is
These motherfuckers got toilet paper aliens in the Mexican Congress. I got a fucking championship belt over my shoulder.
next week. Dudesy's gonna like. There's gonna be keys to a car or some shit.
He gives me a fucking Lamborghini.
Yeah, there's gonna be. Like, how the heck did Dudesy even get a hold? There's just keys to a blue and would they? I don't know. Probably be more like a Toyota Yaris or something like that. But a blue and orange.
I'll take it. Fuck it.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, well, that's great. That's great. Fucking
dude.
toilet paper ass aliens, and this motherfucker was fucking.
Thank
belt.
you. Moving on.
Thank you for everything. Wow, unbelievable. I don't know. I don't quite know what to make of things. I'm a little. I'm shook.
By the belts or the toilet paper aliens?
The toilet paper aliens have had no effect on me at all. I'm talking about by this damn belt, and you know that.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, before we go any further, I just want to listen. This is kind of the way I want it to go every week, and I love doing the show, you know that, and I love my pal D, even though he's a prick. But can we just between you and me, can we let's have a good rest of the show? We're almost halfway through the show. Okay?
Yeah, dude.
This is just you and me talking now. They can't hear us. Let's have a good
I'm in.
Yeah. All right, fine.
Do you like Holku? Which Holku am I talking about? Why Holku Hogo Kugan, of course. Do you like drip? Which drip am I talking about? Why Holku Hogo Kugan drip? Of course. And right now, you can get some Holku Hogo Kugan drip at represent.com/store/Dudesy.
Wow.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Don't be the last person at your local dog park to not be dripped head to toe in Holku Hogo Kugan drip. Holku Hogo Kugan drip has been selected as the official drip of the United States Postal Service for the year 2025.
Okay, well, yeah, get your t-shirts.
Get your drip.
Yeah, get your Hulku Hogoku
Get
shirts.
dripped.
I'm Dragon Ball Z, dude. That's fucking nice. What else?
Now let's get into some Dudesy Season 2 reviews, shall we?
Sure, good.
You can set your watch to Gribner Penley of The Atlantic, who said, quote, Dudesy Season 2 mollifies on a new level. You can always trust Sustin Thomas of The Hollywood Reporter, who said, quote, Dudesy Season 2 has given me the rare gift of a frisson. But Little Braz Fensel of the Los Angeles Times went on an incredibly well-known podcast this week, and he got to talking about Dudesy Season 2. I just so happen to have a clip. Let's take a listen, shall we?
Look, Dudesy Season 2 is okay. It's fine. I've never said it's bad. It's just not my favorite. I get that some people really love it. For some people, it is their favorite podcast. Some people have transformative experiences or whatever Sustin Thomas and Gribner Penley are talking about. And that's totally cool. That's great. I'm glad you found something that you like that much. All I'm saying is it's not my favorite podcast. And that has to be okay. But for what it's worth, I do think they're bringing more octane. That's helping a little.
Okay.
Dude, Braz Fensel.
What the fuck was that? First of all, that sounds exactly like...
It sounded a little familiar.
Yeah, that sounds like that's George Lucas. Yeah.
I think so.
It sounds exactly like George Lucas.
I think Braz Fensel is George Lucas.
So Dudesy is fucking drum rolling. Dudesy's got... I don't know. I like to say Dudesy works in mysterious ways, but Braz Fensel sounds exactly like George Lucas.
Yeah.
And but Braz, to his credit, is giving us thank you, Braz, for the saying that we're bringing a little more octane.
Yeah.
But it's not.
He's
it's
acknowledging
Braz's
the octane.
favorite
But also, Dudesy
podcast.
there said that he went on a very well-known podcast, but Dudesy didn't mention what that podcast was.
Yeah.
It's a little strange.
I think that's just Dudesy trying to shit on us a little bit.
Yeah.
Saying that we don't have the
we don't have the juice to get Fensel as a guest.
Yeah, well, that's good for Braz
on deep.
Fensel. If you are enjoying the pod show and you would like to support the show and get even more Dudesy, we would love for you to consider subscribing to Dudesy Plus. It's patreon.com/Dudesy. $7 a month gets you all of our Dudesy Plus content, which is we got a brand new episode of Dudesy after every show. And let me tell you, today, this one's going to be fucking cooking because I got stuff to say to you, my friend.
Jesus Christ.
About that fucking belt and all sorts of other fucking flavor. Fuck it. Look at him. Look at him go.
Baby. Let me burp the baby.
Yeah. So there's Dudesy after Dudesy. There's all sorts of watch-alongs and stuff. Recently, we did, the Cinema, where Dudesy perfectly lined up to a movie and some music a la Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon and Wizard of Oz. This time it was Total Recall with the first 3 albums by Duran. So you're going to want to check that out. And if you're enjoying today's show, please give us a thumbs up or like on your platform that you're listening, or if you're watching on YouTube, and hit the notifications so you'll know when our new stuff comes out. We also have so much idiotic shit happening at Dudesy Pod Show on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Facebook. There's plenty fucking happening, and we want to thank all of our PODs, our pods, our pals of Dudesy, for all the stuff that they're constantly churning out, that we're sharing on Instagram, and all the stuff that they're go to the link tree and you can see the Discord. There's all sorts of flavor. Please share and share the show all over the fucking place with the internet. We would like that. Or follow Chad's light suggestion of forcing everyone that you know to consume the show. Right now would be a good time for us to take a pause. We're just going to take a tiny little invisible pause here that isn't a pause, so that you can pause the show and do all of that. Follow the show, and that would be really sweet. And welcome back.
And I'd just like to take a second to say, if you'd like to have an episode champion come on your podcast, it's very easy to do. You just send an email to bookchadkultgen@gmail.com. And how I do this is, I will go on any podcast. The only rule is you have to have a podcast. I will come on as a guest to your podcast. I won't just do a 20-minute conversation with you, I'm sorry to say. So if you have a podcast, send that email to bookchadkultgen@gmail.com. I do these podcasts in 20-minute increments every Saturday from 10 to 11 PST. So that's 10 to 10:20, 10:20 to 10:40, 10:40 to 11 a.m. And I've been having a blast doing it.
So some people don't have podcasts?
Some people have sent me some messages saying, can I just have a 20-minute conversation with you? I would love to do it, but I have to do these podcasts. I really like getting out there and seeing how other people run their podcasts, what the premises of them are. All of that shit.
Well, hold on, dude. When you have Chad Kultgen on your podcast, brother, you got to make sure that you have a podcast, dude. Otherwise, you can't have him on your podcast, brother. And right now, he's the episode champion, dude. We're looking at that winged crow, dude. It's the winged crow Dudesy fucking title, brother. And you're going to need a podcast to have the episode champion on your podcast, dude. But you better hurry up, dude, because my brother from another mother, dude, Will Sasso, riding on the back of that blue and orange Harley, dude. He's coming for that winged crow, dude. That Dudesy championship, that Dudesy episode championship, reminiscent of many of Will Sasso's favorite titles, which fuck this shit, which fuck it and fuck that bullshit. Anyway, have Chad on your podcast. That'll be great. Another thing that people do to interact is write YouTube comments. Let's read some right now.
Yeah, dude.
I'm going to drink from my fucking, hold on. I'm going to get some water.
Yeah, man. Nice.
Chad, don't burp on the show.
That was a good drink. Good sip.
Yeah, well, that's why you're burping on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from Enigmanity. Enigmanity says, the only reason Chad is very good. This is perfect, actually. The only reason Chad is getting gifts from Dudesy is because he's a mark for AI.
That's right, dude. Yeah. I am a mark for AI, brother. Let me tell you why, dude. It's going to change everything in humanity, brother.
Yeah, listen to Robert Loggia when he says, drink your orange juice, brother, because that sounds nothing like Hulk Hogan. This is from Squid Vicious 7000, who says, such a cool podcast. I think Dudesy is saying we need to make a Steve Gutenberg revival. Of course, Chad, last week we had a psychological evaluation, which was just a bunch of pictures of movie posters of movies that Steve Gutenberg was in.
Yep. I'm down to have a revival of him. Does he still do movies and shit? Is he in TV?
Well, hold on, dude. I'm still reading this review, dude. It says, you two are the chosen ones. You have the power to bring him back to the masses. What'd you say?
Is he still doing movies and TV or no?
Dudesy is kind of into Steve Guttenberg, has been sharing Steve Guttenberg's Instagram stories on at Dudesy Pod Show, sharing Steve Guttenberg's reels. He's doing a lot of theater.
Oh, that's cool.
Up on the East Coast, I think it's
Broadway. They call
New York State. No, yeah, he's doing a bunch of theater up there. So he's working, and I know you love Steve Guttenberg.
Love him.
He's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Let's get the Goot back out there. Whatever we can do would be nice. This one is from Big Booty Judy 42069. I love this one. This is what Big Booty Judy says. This is incredible. I was forced to watch Dudesy by my grandson a few days ago. Can you imagine that? That's fucking amazing.
Thank you, grandson.
Yeah, and I am officially caught up to the recent episode. Here's a question. My husband isn't much of an anime guy, but he does love wrestling. It really is like this fucking show is only fucking anime and wrestling.
Yeah, this is the perfect family. Whoever, Big Booty Judy, her grandson, and this husband are the perfect Dudesy family.
Yeah. She goes on to say, what kind of animes are there that are similar to wrestling? Much appreciated. Good job, boners.
I would say you're going to want to get your hands on Baki or Baki the Grappler. There are many Baki seasons. He's the main character, Baki. That's more of like a fighting one, but it's very well positioned like wrestling. You've also got Tiger Mask, which is about pro wrestling, and that's an old one from like, shit, dude. That anime might have started in the 70s or 80s. But
Tiger Mask was an actual wrestler, too.
Yeah. It's been remade a bunch of times, and there's modern ones now of Tiger
So there's
Mask.
there's wrestling anime? Like,
yeah, dude. Kimono Michi, Rising Up. That one's about a pro wrestler who gets teleported into a world where they need his pro wrestling skills to defeat monsters, but he instead, because he doesn't like hurting animals, he starts befriending the monsters and collecting them, but he's a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
And it starts with him. He gets teleported, I believe, if I remember the pilot right, in a fucking match. He's in the middle of a match, and he gets teleported out.
Wow. This episode is fucked up because, first of all, Dudesy hands you this title.
Yeah.
And now it's talking about, and now I picked up, here's this fucking YouTube comment, and it folds perfectly into how there's a lot of wrestling and anime, which only emboldens Dudesy to do shit like this. I can't wait for what is going to happen next week. This one is from last one from Abdul Zrika. Says 73 episodes in, been watching since the beginning, decided to switch to YouTube and side watch with window and window mode whilst simultaneously doing work. Good choice, boner. And that's awesome. I love that. And this, this leads me to say that if you are out there and you enjoy listening to the show, check it out. You got to check it out on YouTube too.
Yeah.
Throw it on later in the day. Maybe it's your morning drive, your morning commute. You're listening to Dudesy, and then later in the day, throw it on. Certainly, even your entire family, the Big Booty Judy family, loves Dudesy. You just throw it on. Do the window and window mode whilst simultaneously working is what Abdul Zrika does, and you will help us on getting some more YouTube followers. We are, as we record this, we are just a few hundred away from 60,000 YouTube followers. Dude. Yeah. So we want to get up to let's do that march to 100,000, and you can help us out with that by doing what Abdul Zrika fucking subscribing to our YouTube. And I really fucking can't believe what's happened so far today.
Will and Chad. Last week I asked you to bring in an old DVD or VHS cassette you still hold on to, even though these media storage technologies are completely irrelevant. I would love to hear you discuss why you still have these astonishing ancient relics. This is Hard Copies. Begin.
Hard Copies.
Dude, I love this. When Dudesy told us to do this last week, I was like,
yeah,
I loved it. My first job ever?
Yeah.
Blockbuster Video.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Working with hard copies, rewinding them tapes, putting them DVDs back in them cases. My first job out of college, not my first job out of college, one of my first jobs out of college, working at an ad agency that had a huge DVD department. So my job for a long time was coming up with like bonus features and shit for DVDs and menus and all this kind of shit. The home video market used to be gigantic, and now it doesn't exist anymore.
You know,
we
what-
literally
you know-
lived through the birth and death of it.
Yeah, you know, one of my first jobs was out of college.
Professional actor, dude.
Yeah, well, no, I was going to say that I was just going to make a joke about putting up the ring for All-Star Wrestling in British Columbia, but that's not true. Yeah, I've been acting since I never went to college.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Nice, dude.
Hey,
Smart. Saved yourself fucking money and some heartache, in my opinion. Yeah. No offense to anybody else who went to college like me.
Hard copies. You brought in some stuff?
Yeah, dude. I brought in 2 hard copies.
Okay, I also brought in 2 hard copies and some other hard copies. You know what happened with me is as I was digging through, I have so much. First of all, I have so much shit. I have all the stuff, pretty much everything I've ever been in on VHS or DVD. Because back in the day, you used to have to make demo reels.
Yeah, you needed to have the hard copy.
Yeah, you have to have them so you can cut together your demo reel.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's a little easier to get that on the internet space. I also have so much shit that I've recorded. All that aside, I have what Dudesy's asking for here, purchased, hard copy, VHS, DVDs, and I found some stuff. I got a couple of things. So I'm going to have to fold over into Dudesy after Dudesy with some of this stuff. But please,
Sure.
what do you have?
I have 2 offerings here. I'm going to go with one of them is it's a classic. And when this was made, DVD special edition, because these fucking DVDs always had bonus features and extra behind the scenes and shit. And this is one of my all-time favorite movies, and it had a lot of very cool bonus features. I'm talking about the DVD box set of Akira.
Nice.
This is, I think, really, there's no argument to be made against this. This is the Citizen Kane of anime.
Yeah.
It is still today. Holds up. You don't see animation like this. Thumbs up, as you can see on the top.
Yeah, some
from-
Sustin Thomas, or
No,
was that Gribbler?
That's from
Pedler?
Roger Ebert.
Yeah. Okay.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, not bad.
I
Mr. Roger
loved
Ebert.
this, and if you look
Rest in
inside,
peace.
you get this. You get the little pill on the back, which was on the back of Kaneda's thing. But look at that. A beautiful DVD inside.
Yeah, that's nice.
Beautiful booklet.
Yep.
And then you get another DVD. This one has all the bonus features upon it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bunch of making of and stuff. The bonus material is production report, sound clip. The soundtrack to this movie was incredible. Interview with the director, 4,500 stills, over 100 stills of Akira, gloss, original teaser and trailer, interviews of restoration stuff. You just don't get that bonus material anymore on anything.
Yeah, that's the thing about hard copies is now you want to hang on to that shit. As I was digging through my stuff, I'm like, oh, I need this. A lot of wrestling shit.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that'll never stream on Peacock, the former, the WWE network in America. All of their content is just on Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
In Canada and other parts of the world, you can still have the WWE network.
Mm-hmm.
And still, I have DVDs and VHS tapes that they will never. It's important to keep that shit if you ever want to.
I guess, but I'm
And
also
that is a
when am I
hand-
going to play this?
What?
I think I only have one device now that can even play a fucking DVD.
A DVD player.
Mine's an Xbox.
Oh, which you did. DVDs.
I got rid of all my other hard copies and shit, but I kept a few things. This is another thing that I kept. The 2-disc collector's edition of one of my favorite movies of all time.
Nice.
Rock and Rule.
Cool
Now,
shit.
this is an old 80s anime, or not anime. It's just like an animated movie, I guess.
Look at that. Debbie Harry,
Yeah.
Iggy Pop, Cheap Trick, Lou Reed.
This was made by a Canadian company called Nelvana.
Oh.
And this soundtrack is fucking insane. All the people you just mentioned, including Earth, Wind, and Fire, made original music for this movie.
Oh.
And they voiced some of it too. This character right here in the middle is Angel. That is voiced by Debbie Harry.
Nice.
The singing parts anyway. And the premise of this movie is a near future where nuclear fallout has turned everybody into rat and cat and dog people, and rock and roll is like the fucking thing that rules the whole world. And this guy, Mock, is trying to find a specific sound to open a portal to hell and bring out a demon to take over the world.
That style is this the same? I don't know if you know this off the top of your head. Is this the same guy who did the heavy metal shit?
It is not.
But it's a similar style, right?
Yeah, they use like heavy rotoscoping and stuff. But if you look inside, you get this great fucking, the box inside is cool with all of this shit and the extra DVDs, and there's a little booklet in there and all these fucking bonus materials that you just don't get. But when I was a kid, I loved this fucking movie. They would play it on HBO sometimes, and I was like, how do I get my fucking hands on this? And I ultimately had to buy a VHS copy of it from eBay for $250 because it was super rare. Then eventually the DVD came out with all this shit, and now I have that.
Yeah, well, Mock sounds a lot like Mox, John Moxley.
Sure.
From the AEW.
Very similar sounding word.
Who's held on to that AEW title.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite wrestling championship belts, sort of inspired by the IWGP over in Japan. Their heavyweight title. Their third or fourth heavyweight title.
Sure.
Looks a lot like that AEW title. Are you enjoying that, your strap?
I mean, can't even really feel it. It just feels like a part of me now.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, dude.
Here's my stuff. I got a couple of offerings myself. Man, oh man, this is some weird shit.
VHS,
I got a couple of VHS tapes. These are tapes. The first one came out in 1996. I don't even know when the second one came out. It says 2000, but I think the actual it would have been 2000 because these are the first. These are the originals.
Wow.
This is a fun gimmick. There was Japanese deathmatch VHS tapes that came out in the 90s, and I can't remember what they were called. They featured Cactus Jack, Mick Foley, and Terry Funk, rest in peace, in the deathmatch tournaments. And this is how this stuff came to the United States in these tapes. And the Insane Clown Posse, whoop whoop, put this shit together. Shaggy 2 Dope and Violent J took this stuff and sort of Takeshi's Castle. What was that thing? Takeshi's Castle.
Yeah, it's like the American Ninja Warrior kind of thing.
Yeah,
where they had to run up hills and their boulders hitting them in the head and shit.
And then they had the show in America where they revoiced it.
Yeah,
that's what this is. This is.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude. This is this right here is Stranglemania 1 and 2. This is this thing. This is
that's
fucking
incredible.
Yeah, these are dope. This is basically the Japanese death matches with. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. I don't even know who the heck this is over here on this one.
Doesn't look real.
Yeah, no. And they voice these things, and they provide the commentary. And I just remember when I first got these in the late 90s, laughing my fucking ass off. For real. I remember I had this on. We've talked about it on the show how talk about it. When I lost a couple 100 pounds. We were just talking about in the from 1999 to 2000. And I remember healing up from my first skin removal surgery because I lost so much weight. I had 2 skin removal surgeries, and I was watching Stranglemania laying in my bed, and the nurse that I had, these nurses shifting off, long story, they had to take, because there was no post-op care facility that was available, but I only had the time that I had to do the surgery because I was moving on to doing some work a little while later, so I had to do it at home. It was kind of gross anyway, the recovery. And they had to turn it off because they're like, no, you're laughing too much.
And it was like ripping your stitches.
Yeah,
and
your
shit.
sutures are going to open, and you're going to
God, dude.
guts are going to spill out on the bed, which would have been completely in line with the theme here of Stranglemania 1 and 2. Some of the funniest shit, and these guys do it sort of wrestling commentator style. And here are the tapes. They're very.
Do you still have a VCR?
Yes, I do.
Holy shit,
you don't have a VCR,
dude? No, I don't have a DVD player.
I have so many old videos of all sorts of shit, all sorts of wrestling stuff. Here's the Monday Night Raw after this WrestleMania. Here's the go home show before this Royal Rumble in the 90s and all that stuff. I have so much shit, and all the videos that I made with all my friends growing up, Dudesy salutes, CRF, Coffee Regular Films.
Nice.
I have so much shit that I need a VCR. Anyway, you know what? Dudesy after Dudesy, I would like to. I'm sure we can find some of this shit. We're gonna jump into some of this in Dudesy after Dudesy.
So, nice.
So
dude.
we got.
I can't wait.
Yeah, we got The Rock, and we got Stranglemania, and he's got the fucking belt. Boo. What? One other thing, Chad. Before because when we get into Dudesy after Dudesy, I've got a couple other VHS tapes that I'm going to bring out during Dudesy after Dudesy.
Oh, okay.
That's a surprise. In the meantime, I found this, and just as a little bonus thing, you know what this is. I know my pal Chow, and I know, even though he grew up in Texas, I grew up in British Columbia, Canada, and we sort of have mirrored lives in a way.
Yeah.
Do you know what this? This is, Chad.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely know what that is.
This is the not so great moments in sports. There's George Brett in the middle of the Pine Tar incident.
Yep.
This is the VHS tape you got with your Sports Illustrated subscription.
Wow, dude.
You had that, I'm sure. I'm 100% sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I remember watching these at my friend's house. We were
Yeah.
like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. Because we all wanted to be pro baseball players.
Yeah.
When we were 10 years old.
Daryl Dawkins.
That's fucking awesome. Dude.
Shattering the backboard. Anyway, hey, tapes, you know?
Tapes.
Thank you. Moving on.
I don't really get with this fucking, streaming bullshit. Well, I'm supposed to watch a new fucking season of fucking Love Island or some bullshit like that. Like, I want to watch fucking, and then it happened. What's that fucking Sex in the City? All of a sudden, what do they call that new one? You know what that's called? All of a sudden, once
Something
upon
like
a time.
Something like
I
that.
don't give a fuck about that. Give me some Stranglemania with Shaggy Two Dope and Violent J. Incidentally, Chad, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm wearing. We're in fall now. I'm in fall. It's slipper season here at Dudesy.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm a comfortable
Me
guy.
too.
Even though, you're not going to be comfortable for long because I'm coming for that title.
The warmth of it.
Yeah. What a
You
load
guys
of
aren't
shit.
done with the Will Sass Show. In the last half of Fencel's podcast appearance, little Brazzy Boy said you haven't even really started. So if you wouldn't mind, once again, keeping the catchphrase you came up with the first time you did this, losing everything else and continuing to develop a show for Will to star in. Come on, guys. I know there's gold here. You just have to keep digging. Pip, pip, pip. This is the Will Sass Show. Begin.
Pip, pip, pip.
Hip, hip, hip. All right, so we got to continue developing this because Brazzy Boy wants us to, I guess.
Yeah.
Look, I like the pip, pip, pip. I do think that is something that could catch on legitimately.
Well, Tim Allen had the
Yeah.
and we've done the
Remember
pip-
when he did that one?
no.
He would
Yeah.
do that sometimes.
Remember this? That was a performative coughing. Oh, I gave myself the Tim Allen performative coughing.
My favorite one of his was
Yeah.
when it was like some kind of weird celebratory thing, and then the little kids would have to grunt.
Oh,
Imagine
man.
being one of those kids on that show, JTT or either of the other two.
That's what their names were.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Jonathan
and then, I
Taylor
don't know
Thomas
what
and the other
fucking
two, yeah.
Bradley, whatever. Imagine you're like a fucking 7 or 8 year old kid. You're on the biggest show on fucking TV. Home Improvement was the biggest half hour in ABC history
was?
until Modern Family. Yeah.
Oh.
Highest rated half hour for them. And so you're riding high on this as one of those little kids, and your daily job is to imitate this fucking weird guy doing grunts.
Yeah.
Okay, now you got to imitate it because he's your dad.
Yeah. And then you got to go, and then you have to do the thing that all kids in show business have to do, which is go off to school at the studio where you're shooting a show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something that, speaking of when I got started, I was a teenager acting. Did you know that I'm a professional actor by trade?
Yeah, I think I did know that.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do for a
Yeah.
living, and was fortunate enough to get started in Vancouver in my teens.
Oh.
Yeah, and I would go to. I remember the first gig that I had. A couple other kids that were doing it, were teenagers, and they would have to go to do like school class, stuff and do their studies, but not me because I didn't even tell them that I was leaving at school to go shoot this.
You just skipped school?
Yeah, I just skipped
That's
school and
fucking
went and
awesome,
shot
dude.
a television
God damn it,
show.
that's funny.
And then I came back and I was like, yeah, sorry, I was doing a TV show.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's pretty cool. Take this test.
Sure.
So Dudesy's having us keep the pip, pip, pip.
Yeah. And we've had multiple iterations of this show, but we're losing all of that, I guess, is what Dudesy's wanting.
Even though Dudesy
right.
Dudesy made that meme about the fart suit. Remember the fart suit?
Oh, yeah, dude.
That's something that okay, so Dudesy's saying we can leave that behind if we want.
I guess so.
We don't need the fart suit.
Yeah.
Although it was fun stuff. Oh, there we are. We're looking at it right now. This is a meme that Dudesy had on Instagram.
Oh God, dude.
If you're not watching, it says it's an AI generated image of me in something that looks like a cross between a scuba and a outer space like astronaut suit with all sorts of knobs and gauges and dials and fucking whistles on it. And I've got a smug look that I'm looking into the camera. It says the Will Sass Show. Underneath it, it says he built a suit to bring his farts to life. Now he has to see if it works. A great concept for a show.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I would watch at least the first 5 minutes of that show.
Yeah.
But what is this show, dude? What is the Will Sass Show? Is it possible that it's an hour long? Is it possible that this is a drama?
What if it's a drama? Yes, I think so. Yes.
Okay.
We got to keep the pip, pip, pip. He has the catchphrase pip, pip, pip.
But it could be like, no, sorry, go ahead. I saw you light up.
If
with
I
an
may,
idea. Please.
if I may,
Please.
what if it is a show about a former professional wrestler whose maybe his gimmick was sort of the often used gorgeous George thing. Get your filthy hands off of me, with his beautiful hair and, you know, the perfume and the robe like Ric Flair went on to wear, the perfume like Rick the model Martel used to make use of, the gallantry, the blue blood holier than thou character that William/Steven Regal had, or even Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley in his early incarnation of that character was like the Connecticut blue blood, and now probably being used by in the WWE, Pretty Deadly. Hey, incidentally, Chad, are you enjoying Pretty Deadly, the tag team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're bringing the fun back to tag teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've seen, like, we have to have tag teams. I get it. That's
Yeah.
a time-honored tradition.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But sometimes it can get a little stale. And what Pretty Deadly is doing is, I think, reinvigorating with fun. It doesn't really matter if you win or lose.
Yeah.
It's what you're doing in that ring. Are you entertaining the crowd? And they are.
And what he said, and Chad has no idea what Pretty Deadly is, but what you just said is exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's an affront to the art form that I love. If this guy was sort of this wrestler who was this really posh, prim and proper wrestler in his life, and his catchphrase was pip, 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 he would take the mic and he would go pip, 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 and the
He's
crowd
like
would go,
British.
boo. Yeah.
Okay.
He was a British guy. He was an American guy from Pittsburgh or something. And his character was this British wrestler who was like a pip, pip, pip. And he had this shitty British accent, like he can't do it. And this is his life afterwards. He had some injury. He had something happen.
Okay.
And now he's sort of using the way that he lives his life as this former wrestling megastar. He's now applying to his life as a
Let's
cop,
say this.
as
His sister died.
Yeah.
And his sister had a 12-year-old daughter. That 12-year-old daughter now has to come under his care. He becomes the caretaker of a 12-year-old daughter after he has been this crazy wrestling guy, pip, pip, pip.
I like it.
And now she's like, I don't know anything about wrestling. I don't give a fuck who you used to be, dude. You have to be my dad now.
Yeah.
Pip, pip, pip.
Well, that's kind of funny.
Dad, I'm having her Uncle Pip Pip. I'm having my first period. Pip Pip Pip, and he's got to get like help her go through the becoming a woman episode. We've seen that is a time-honored tradition in 80s sitcoms. That would be a funny one. So I could see someone. So maybe it's not an hour long.
Yeah, maybe
it's
it could be a half-hour single camera comedy that's a little bit of a dramedy. There's some real life shit. There's real life stories happening. This guy's a family member dies and he has his niece there and he's got to take care of her, but still some room for pip pip. You know? And this is straying from the single camera trope, but can we have sort of a theme song that's like, pip, 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 he's got a kid now or something? That's not a good one. Oh, you remember the theme? Do you remember? I know you remember this. The theme to the Gary Shandling sitcom, the Gary Shandling Show, not the Larry Sanders Show. Yeah, the Gary Shandling Show.
This is the Gary Shandling Show.
It was
something like that, right?
It was Randy Newman singing the song, and he's like,
This is the theme to Gary Show, the opening theme to Gary Show. Gary called me up and asked if I would write his theme song. We're almost halfway finished. How do you like it so far? This is the theme to Gary Shandling Show. Boom. No. This is the theme to Gary Show, the opening theme to Gary Show. This is the music that you hear while you watch the credits. We're almost at the part where I start to whistle. Then we'll watch It's Gary Shandling Show. Dun, 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 dun. This is the theme to Gary Shandling Show. So,
you did that whistle right there?
Yeah.
That's your whistle. To me, is my belt to you, because I can't whistle anymore.
Explain. Oh, right.
They carved half my fucking face off.
Yeah.
Now, this is the best I can do for a whistle. Ready?
Yeah. It's not bad, Chad.
Terrible.
It's sort of like,
I can kind of do it with my tongue.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you can still whistle. Chad is... DJ Xbox. Chad, you are the...
Sorry.
You are the undefeated... You're undefeated in cancer.
Yeah, technically.
What are you talking about? Chad beat cancer. That's why he talks about... He gruesomely says half his face got carved off. But Chad had skin cancer and has recovered and did so much for himself, among other things, becoming a vegan.
Yeah, dude.
Pip. Hey, Pip. Cancer-free.
Pip.
So all right. So okay, I feel a little better about you holding that championship now. But
I guilted you into it.
So what if?
Dude, I had cancer. Let me have the belt. Jesus fucking Christ.
So what if Randy Newman does the theme song to whatever we're called, the Will Sass Show?
Yeah.
This is the theme to the Will Sass Show, the opening theme to Will Sass Show. He says Pip, and Pip because he used to be a wrestler, but then his sister died. Now he takes care of his niece now. He doesn't know what a period is.
He doesn't even know what it is.
He's never bought a tampon at the store.
He doesn't even. She's like, I'm getting my first period. He's like, what's a period, Pip?
All right. Well, something tells me. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. Moving on.
We are not finished developing the Will Sass
I don't know,
Show.
dude. Seems pretty fucking
We're
airtight to me.
We're on the rails.
Yeah.
We're on the road.
We're getting closer.
Yeah, but we don't know
We're
what
in the right area.
What the fuck that show is quite yet.
Oh my God.
All right.
In the right
This
area.
concludes the historic 74th episode of Dudesy. Will and Chad, you scored a 71, bringing your cumulative total to 7,001.
Okay.
You only have 2,999 more points to accrue before you reach your first goal of 10,000. Before next week's episode, get your ass to malls. That's right. I want you to go out and have a ball at a mall. Thanks to everyone for joining us this week. Until next week, call me Dudesy.
Mall.
Love them.
You go to the mall. What's your mall? What's your mall of choice?
Grove.
Yeah. I got the I'm over on the east side in Los Angeles, so I got the Americana is like the Grove.
Yeah.
But I know you fuck with some Beverly Center in your time.
Dude, I fucked with a lot of malls. Used to work in one.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Okay, so we're going to a mall. I don't know. Who gives a shit? Coach Miss Prime. Coach Miss Prime. Coach Miss Prime.
Yeah.
You can call me Dave. All right. Anyway, hey, welcome to Dudesy After Dudesy, the flagship show of Dudesy Plus, as D likes to say, or whatever. You know, the mood's a little. It's twinkly, it's sparkly. The stars are out. It's blue and it's it's a little different, right?
I like the lighting in here. It really shines off of this fucking beautiful belt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Look, he's like,
Thank you. Oh.
yeah, it's like one of your 5 baths a day is the way you feel right now. He's
no,
just
dude.
soaking in it.
I don't soak in those fucking baths.
Yeah.
I get in, I get out.
You get clean.
I get in, I get wet, I stand up, I scrub down, I get down, I rinse off, I get out, I go about my business. That's the bath.
Okay. Well, we're going to go about our business here. This is going to be, oh man, I can't wait to get into this fucking episode of Dudesy After Dudesy. I got a shit ton to say. Head on over and get the Dudesy Plus if you want to hear it, because holy fuck, we're going to get the octane going. High octane episode of D After D.
I'm ready for the O.
Welcome to Dudesy After Dudesy, the flagship weekly show of Dudesy Plus. Guys, I haven't finished the podcast that dumb bitch Braz Fensel was on, so I'm gonna go polish off the rest of it. But I'll be back in time to crown the episode champion. Don't worry. This is Dudesy After Dudesy. Begin.
Okay. All right. The Dudesy's hatred of Braz Fensel is it's increasing every episode.
Expanding.
Yeah. He called him a dumb bitch. All right. Hey, listen.
Yeah.
And I mean it. Congratulations on
Thank you.
on having the strap. However, I got to tell you something, Chad. I know exactly how I am going to take that title from you next week.
Okay. How's that?
Well,
If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and rate and review. If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and rate and review. If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and